Eagles Radio.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we've got the one everyone's been waiting for.
Oh, yeah. We're looking at Oscar Lewis's mock draft version 2.0, fresh from the league front office.
This is more than just a list of names. We're talking about strategy, foundational picks, big gambles.
Exactly. And this isn't just any draft class. You've got the national champs from Florida State all over the top of the board.
And the Michigan guys too, right? Burt Bean, the QB who won it all last year, and Keon Hunter, the Heisman winner.
The storylines are just incredible. Playoff surges, guys who swept every award, and, one of the most shocking slides we've seen in years.
So that's our mission today. We're going to break down every single pick for you, get inside the GM's heads, and figure out which of these moves will really shift the power balance in the league.
Let's jump right in.
Okay, let's do it. Pick number 1. The Buffalo Brawlers are on the clock, and they make the pick everyone expected. Quarterback Burt Bean, out of Michigan.
Yeah, this is the consensus pick, the face of the league pick. Bean has that championship pedigree from last year, and you just can't teach that.
They've got Ronnie Leake at running back, so they have pieces.
They do, but they need that anchor, that leader. This isn't just about talent, it's about, changing the entire culture of the franchise.
That's a huge weight to put on a rookie. Okay, moving to pick 2. The Mexico City Firebirds go defense. They grab defensive end Bo Bubba Williams from Florida State.
And here comes the FSU pipeline. Bubba Williams is instant impact.
What does that mean exactly?
It means on day one, he's your best pass rusher. The source notes he had, 20 and a half sacks this year?
Wow.
In a league all about quarterbacks, you have to get pressure off the edge. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity. The Firebirds are building from the outside in.
And the FSU train just keeps rolling. At number 3, the Houston Hoplites take a quarterback, LaBart Vick III, also a Seminole.
Now this is where it gets interesting. This is where the real debate starts.
How so? He's a national champion QB.
He is, and he has the tools. Great mobility, big arm, but the source is pretty clear that he is not the consensus number 2 quarterback. Some scouts see him as a bit raw. His processing isn't quite there yet.
So why take him at 3 if there's that much risk?
Because the GM is making a bet, a huge one. He's trusting his own scouts over what everyone else is saying.
That's a bold move.
It's the boldest move you can make. If Vic hits, that GM looks like a genius. But if he busts, it can set your franchise back 5 years. It is easily the highest stakes pick in this top 5.
Speaking of high stock, pick 4. The Pittsburgh Prowlers take defensive end Kai Latham. That's the 3rd FSU player.
And this is a perfect example of a playoff surge paying off.
We talked about it all postseason.
Right. I mean, the source says he finished as the sack leader with 19, but it was his motor in those championship games. He was dominant when the lights were brightest. That's what gets you drafted this high.
A closer.
A true closer. The Prowlers just got a guy who will not quit on any down.
And that brings us to 5. The Buffalo Brawlers are back up, and they go for the double dip, taking wide receiver Romeo Ybarra from North Carolina.
This is just textbook team building. Absolutely critical investment.
So you get the QB at 1, and then you immediately get him a weapon.
You immediately get him a weapon. You don't wait. You don't hope someone falls to you in the second round. You leverage that second high pick to optimize your first one.
And what does Ybarra bring to the table for Bean?
He's got that elite speed, but the key thing noted here is his route running. It's crisp. So he can take the top off a defense, which opens things up for Ronnie Leake, but he can also be that safety valve for Bean on a quick out route. They're building a complete offense on day 1.
A fascinating start for the Brawlers. Now, you mentioned the FSU pipeline, but we can't ignore the Michigan power here.
No, not at all. You have Bean, of course, but then you have 2 other huge names we need to get to. Chucky Knox and the Heisman winner, Keon Hunter.
But first, let's talk about the big guys up front. GMs love to build in the trenches.
They have to. It's where games are won and lost. And that brings us to picks 6 and 8.
At 6, the Marauders, and they're moving to Memphis, which is a whole other story. They take offensive tackle Raymond Carter from Iowa.
A technician. That's the key word here. He's not just a mauler, he wins with technique, with footwork. He's the guy you plug in at left tackle for the next 10 years to protect your QB's blind side.
And then at 8, the Vancouver Mammoth go with pure power, right? Derek Sims, a guard from Nebraska.
Exactly. Sims is that immovable object in the middle of your line. He's going to anchor your pass protection against a blitz, and he's going to get you that tough yard on 3rd and 1. You can't build a contender without guys like Carter and Sims. It just doesn't work.
Okay, now for the defensive centerpiece. Pick 7, the Louisville Wildcats, who are on the move to Georgia, they get their anchor, linebacker Chucky Knox from Michigan.
This guy is, he's a generational talent. He didn't just win an award. The source confirms he swept every single major defensive award.
Every single one.
The Bednarik, the Nagurski, you name it, he won it. He is the consensus best defensive player, period. The Wildcats just found their identity for the next decade.
That's a massive statement. Now let's go back to the Houston Hoplites at pick 10. They took the risk on Vic at 3, and now they get him some help. Heisman winner Keon Hunter.
This is a brilliant, brilliant move. A tactical masterstroke.
Tell me why.
Hunter ran for, over 1,800 yards and 28 touchdowns?
Yeah.
You pair that explosive running ability with the mobility of LeVar Vic.
You've got a dual threat nightmare.
It's one of the most lethal backfields in the league before they've even played a snap. How does a defense prepare for that? You have to account for both of them on every single play. Houston is built to score points right now.
That's an incredible offensive foundation. And speaking of building a foundation, let's go back to those Georgia Wildcats. They got Knox at 7, and then they doubled down at pick 21 with cornerback Nasir Lockheed.
And this just shows you their plan. They are building a physical, turnover-forcing defense. Lockheed led all of college football with 13 interceptions.
Oh, 13. That's a crazy number.
It's a rare, rare level of production. So you take the best all-around defensive player in Knox, and you add the best ball hawk in Lockheed. The Wildcats are going to be a problem. They're going to create turnovers.
And just so you at home are keeping track of the relocations, we've got the Marauders in Memphis, the Wildcats in Georgia, and the Mojo are now in New Orleans.
Right, and they grabbed a corner too. Shadiq Moore at 11, new cities, new franchise cornerstones.
Okay, let's shift gears now. Let's talk about the quarterback intrigue, because this mock draft has probably the single most dramatic storyline we've seen in a while.
Yeah, let's start with the project pick. At 13, the Pittsburgh Prowlers, who already have their defensive stud in Latham, they take a bit of a flyer on QB Nikhil Banks from Texas A&M.
He's described as raw with upside. Why use a first-round pick on a project?
It's about playing the long game. The Prowlers GM is saying, we don't need a starter today. They want a guy with elite physical traits, big arm, great size, that they can develop for 2 or 3 years.
High risk, high reward.
Absolutely. If they can coach him up, they might have a superstar. If not, well, it was a first-round pick that didn't pan out. It's a gamble on your coaching staff as much as the player.
We also saw a run on offensive linemen and defensive backs around here.
You did. The Railstorm getting Tim McFarland, the Ice Pack, and Lions getting guards Engel and Gibbs. It just confirms that GMs know you have to build from the inside out. You need that foundation before you get the flashy skill players.
But the story everyone is talking about, the headline shocker,
Yeah.
is the slide, the fall of quarterback Chad Breedlove. The source says he was the presumptive #1 pick coming into the year.
Yeah, and he fell. He fell all the way to 24 to the Vancouver Mammoth.
That is just a seismic shift. What happened?
The source implies it was more than just a rough season. GM saw something that worried them. Maybe it was his decision-making under pressure, maybe his ability to handle adversity. When a guy with that much talent falls 23 spots, it's a major red flag for the league.
But for the Mammoth at 24, if he finds that old form, that could be the steal of the entire draft.
That's the gamble, isn't it? It's the ultimate boomer bust pick. The Mammoth are betting that his issues were temporary, just one bad season. But if the problems are deeper, if his confidence is shot,
It could be a disaster.
it could define their draft for years to come. The gap between his floor and his ceiling is just astronomical. That's why this is the most fascinating pick in the entire round.
That risk-reward calculation is what makes this whole process so compelling.
It really is. The fact that the source spent so much time on this one slide tells you everything you need to know about how pivotal it could be for the league.
All right, let's get into the home stretch. The final 8 picks of the first round. We're seeing teams look for specific scheme fits here, not just talent.
Right, it's about thoughtful planning. You see CFD grabbing an explosive edge rusher and Brian Pillman III. The Mob needed a thumper, so they got strong safety Corbin Hyde for run support.
And the Rhinos added Afa Fogg, a D-end known for his motor.
These are tailored picks. They aren't just taking the best player on the board, they're taking the right player for their system.
At pick 30, the Oklahoma City natives grab strong safety Ryan Means from Notre Dame, a smart physical leader for their secondary.
And then the Albuquerque Dukes, the team that made that incredible run to the Rivals Cup last year. They close it out. They build from the inside with center Andrew Smith, and then they grab a really athletic linebacker in Laron Lucky.
Just solid foundational team building.
Exactly. They're trying to make sure last year wasn't a fluke.
Okay, before we wrap this up, we have one more thing. A really crucial update from the league front office. And it connects directly to everything we've just been talking about.
Yeah, we spent all this time breaking down these huge decisions GMs have to make. Well, now we're telling you, the listener, that you could be the one making them.
That's right. Applications are officially open for anyone who wants to become a general manager for the Rivals Pro 26 expansion team.
I mean, think about it. If you were listening and you had a strong opinion on the Breedlove pick, or you thought the Hoplites made a genius move pairing Vic and Hunter,
This is your chance. You can literally step into that role. You can make the double dips, take the developmental risks, and build a franchise from the ground up. It's the ultimate way to get involved.
it really is your chance to build the dynasty.
So, that's the full first round of Oscar Lewis's Mock Draft 2.0. Let's recap the big themes for you. We saw the FSU dominance, the star power from Michigan with Bean and Hunter, Kyle Latham's clutch performance paying off.
And, of course, the stunning, league-altering slide of Chad Breedlove. The landscape is now set.
So the big question we want to leave you with is this. Which one of these picks, with all the risk and reward we've laid out, do you think will change the face of the league the most?
And if you felt that little voice in your head telling you what you would have done differently, maybe it's time to listen to it. That GM application is out there.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
From Rivals Radio.
It's Rivals Radio.